This Donald Trump article, or I guess the president hitting Donald Trump in this article. The president also talked about ISIS. According to the New York Times, in the wide-ranging interview conducted the day before he left Washington for a 2-week holiday vacation with his family in Hawaii, Obama defended his approach to taking on the Islamic State. He dismissed the notion that the militant group is a existential threat to the United States, even as he conceded that he had received, quote, legitimate criticism for failing to adequately explain his strategy for confronting it. He described his view of the anxiety on which Mr. Trump had capitalized, arguing that some voters who voiced fears about his presidency and doubts about Obama's loyalties are reacting to the fact that he is the first black president. Seriously. The president is now saying that we are upset with his ISIS approach because he's black. This is the president of the United States. Oh, you're criticizing my approach to ISIS. You're doing that because I'm black, aren't you? What? Quote, if you're referring to the specific strains in the Republican Party that suggest that somehow I'm different, I'm Muslim, I'm disloyal to the country, etc., which unfortunately is pretty far out there and gets some traction in certain pockets of the Republican Party and that have been articulated by some of their elected officials, what I'd say is that there's probably some specific to me, who I am and my background. In some ways, I may represent change that worries them. That's not to suggest that everybody who objects to my policies may not have perfectly good reasons for it. The president added. He noted, as an example, voters living in coal-dependent areas may blame him for the loss of their jobs. Obama has struggled to appeal to white voters who do not have a college education, carrying only 36% of them when he was reelected. On the Islamic State, which he also calls ISIS or ISIL, Obama pushed back against criticism of his approach, said he was confident that we're going to prevail. Quote, it's a serious challenge. ISIS is a virulent, nasty organization that's gained a foothold in ungoverned spaces, effectively in Syria and parts of western Iraq. Obama referring to the attacks of the group organized in Paris and apparently inspired San Bernardino. It's also important for us to keep things in perspective. This is not an organization that can destroy the United States. Does he just seem flippant to anybody else? He is just so tone deaf on this. Can ISIS destroy the United States? Probably not. Do they pose a great danger to the United States? I would say yes. Actually, I'll go a step further. ISIS may not even pose a great threat to the United States. Islamic extremism does. You look at what happened in California. You look at what happened in Chattanooga, Tennessee. You look at what happened at Fort Hood. You look at what happened in Oklahoma, where you had a radical Muslim guy who beheaded a coworker. Folks, radical Islam is a clear and present danger to this nation. And we have a president who is flippant about the entire situation and wants to say that, oh, you're too anxious. Oh, you're just saying that because I'm black. Oh, you're just saying that because you think I'm Muslim. And people ask me all the time, Chad, do you think the president's Muslim? You think he's Christian? You think he's a Muslim? I don't know. I don't know what's in the man's heart. I know that he's flawed. And having this attitude, if the president wants to know why people think that his loyalties may lie somewhere other than the United States and other than the Constitution, it's because of the things that he has done or said or the way he has acted. This is a president who, it seems like to me, and if you think I'm wrong, feel free to call in, he doesn't give a damn about the U.S. Constitution, it seems. This is a president who acts like ISIS and Islamic terrorism is not a big deal. I don't think there's anyone out there who believes that ISIS can defeat the United States of America. But at the same time, Islamic extremism is a big deal. And it seems like it's only getting worse under this president. Whether that's because of social media and the spread of social media and the spread of this Islamic jihadist message, whatever it may be. Under this president, Islamic extremism is getting worse. And when you hear the president speak and say, oh, well, the media has made people anxious. This is what the president says about Islamic extremism. Well, he won't say Islamic extremism. But this is what the president says about terrorism, is that the media has helped create this anxious atmosphere. That ISIS can't destroy us. That ISIS or that ISIL can't destroy the United States. And then you hear someone like Donald Trump get out and say, we're going to kill them. We're going to bomb the blank out of them. Guess what? That's what Americans want to hear. You know, Ted Cruz has been bashed because he talked about carpet bombing ISIS. Guess what? I know a lot of people who were saying that a year ago. Carpet bomb them. Take them out. Kill every single last one of them. And then instead you have the president going, well, you're only questioning me because I'm black. And you don't like that. Give me a break. Chad Hasty Show, KFYO.